Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the markets. November 20th, Thursday. Stock market's crashing. What a big day. Large down day. We're gonna review it. I'm gonna review 0-day options today I took on SPY. And yeah, the mess of lines we have here. Let me show you guys that 30-minute really quick. Today was huge. Quite huge. Huge gap up. I think gapped up like 1.5%. Here's Eric's chart. He's SPY day trading on YouTube. Check him out. His Discord's in the description. Here's 5-day moving average, 20-day moving average. Gapped, huge gap up to the top of this magenta channel. And didn't quite test 20-day, but got close. Huge sell-off top to bottom today was wild. Let me see just the range here. Oh, huge engulfing candle. Tons of volume. Can you see this? Yeah. Look at that. I mean, yesterday was a large day. That tiny candle, that was a big day yesterday. I think yesterday was like 10 points, wasn't it? I think so. Today's range. What is this? 675, 651. Is that 24 points? I can't even count that high. That's crazy. Super wild. There it is in Bollinger. So Eric will give you the macro if you watch his videos. But basically he's looking for bottom Bollinger. If this continue trending down, bottom Bollinger and the 5-day. It'll kind of pinball back and forth between those if this is a real downtrend. And it's looking pretty real, I guess, at this point. Especially since 5 days fully crossed over 20-day up here. And sell-off was gnarly. All that volume. Completed this inverse cup right here. So maybe a little handle. Tomorrow is probably just going to be a wedge, honestly, a Friday. Unless I didn't actually even check. Maybe this is some specific catalyst. If it is, then yeah, maybe it'll continue selling off. Maybe a gap down and then kind of a rebound. Fridays are usually pretty trappy. I don't think it'll be continuation like this. If it is, that's pretty gnarly. Like if it's big red like this, that means Monday will probably be a gap down. I feel like it'll probably be a little bit more profit taking for the shorts and some consolidation. Maybe a retest on the 5-day. Maybe end on 5-day. Oh, wow. So I ran out of buying power today on the small account. Big account, not so much. Today was a continuation day, you'd call it. Let's see, where are we? I just did my own charting, and then at the end of the day, I looked at tempers. So let's review here. Big gap up, and this is what I started charting. Let's see, this white, but this white was a little different. I adjusted it later to be more accurate. I had white, I had purple right here from this resistance that then flipped into this support right there. Gold right here for the buying, aggressive buying channel, and then red right here. Some of these I adjust a little bit later on, like purple I adjust a little bit later on. Picked up gold here later in the day, like up here as these supports, and then kind of as these resistances too. Yeah, you can see it there. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Liquidity. Basically 675, just kind of a big choppy liquidity range. Not to say you can't trade it. So breaking white, of course, got a head and shoulders right here. Then with the precision green, completed this inverse cup. Sort of. I mean, I guess it's a little bit shy of that wick, but found that low. And then a little inverse head and shoulder for the way back up. The trade back up though, a little tricky from my charting. I guess it would be just grabbing the shoulder or retesting here. This magenta that it broke, flipped into support. Same one that was resistance there. This is bullish controlled selling. When it breaks it, bulls are taken off. Did the same thing here. Big wicks, but failed to have continuation there, but then retested. I'm gonna show you the trade in there. It was righteous. Came up and then hit high a day, and then sell-off commenced. And I got puts right here. We'll review it. If only I had a bigger account right today on that trade that could hold some runners. I mean, of course, you're not going to hold them all the way through, right? Not really. Unless if you're a break-even stop kind of guy. If you have like, whatever, 20 of them, and you just have that last one, you're like, all right, it's going to be break-even. And you just cut back hours later and see it down here, and it's up like 8,000%. I didn't do that, but let's review. Quite a day. This is the kind of days where you can make good money and pay for many, many red days, as long as you don't get FOMO, as long as you don't get revenge trading if you're down. I mean, the range today was just huge. That just on this grind down, some of these candles are over a point. Like, that one's a point right there, and then it accelerated even down here. Some of yours are a point and a half. Just like consolidation, we have 1 point candles in here. So even just catching one of these candles is massive. Like, that's all the profits you need. That's a 2 point candle right there. So yeah, taking quick profits and then just holding those runners. Try not to call a reversal. I tried it once just as a retracement. And then of course I didn't catch this one. Or maybe I did. Let's just review. I can't remember. On the small account though, I didn't do any trades. Like, I ran out of buying power pretty quick because IV was insane, and so everything was so expensive. Unless I want to get like 25 strikes out of the money, I was paying a lot. 1014 is my first trade. Yeah, $1.56 for this contract. It was a put. It's a red trade. $1.56 at 1014. Let's see, what was I thinking at that? They felt so long. Okay, yeah, there you go. You got it. Breaking the white there. I guess that's what I was thinking with that one. Yeah, building liquidity on the white. Breaking it, so it made sense. The only issue was this gold was here, which I didn't see, so I was looking for a low a day. Why did I make money on it? Bad fill. Yeah, I clicked it and it was like down here, and then it just kind of wrecked me. And I wanted to hold it. I'm trying to loosen my stops and do more horizontal levels, but just use my stop as this little liquidity right here that was built on VWAP. So I think it was on this candle or next candle. Yeah, it was like right at the beginning of this candle. Once that candle closed, I closed it. So I could have flipped into calls there. Would have been nice. I don't think I did. Nope. Yeah, failing to complete the inverse cup. Although this one was completed. Even if this one's complete, it's still considered a retracement trade. And then a little inverse head and shoulders there was nice. But if you miss all, this is fine. It's kind of a choppy, large liquidity range right here. Next one was 1023, 91 cents. So I got this further out of the money. I'm like, these things are expensive. I got to go further out. 1023 a put. Okay, yeah. This actually, I was pretty happy about this, even though it failed. I was getting it right at the resistance. So, inverse cup or not, if we're in a wedge, this is going to be the top. Unless if I'm not drawing right, which I kind of wasn't, I guess, because this white I drew in later. Right here, this support, this resistance. So I jumped into, I was maybe a little early too. Jumped into a put here for 91 cents, closed it out for 88 cents. So very small loss because I got a nice fill on it. It was like big green and got a put. 28. I held it through all of these big wicks. So it was green at one point, but I'm not looking for just that wick. And then I'm like, these is very, very bottom wicky, and that's not good for putty. So, and then I'm seeing that the bodies are closing above my red. So I'm like, all right, I gotta cut it. So I cut it here, and then since big tail wicks and we closed above red, I'm like, all right, let's flip into calls. This is now my support. It looks like it's flipped to me. So I jumped into a call at 1029. So on this candle, right towards the beginning of it. Got into a call. It just kind of grinded up here. I'm like, that's okay. This is still my support. Check this out. Big red candle. And I'm like, I don't think so, because we never really built a structure up here, and it very well could build a nice little inverse head and shoulder, and especially if this is flipping to support. I want to see a little wick down there, a little bounce. Sure enough, Bob's your uncle. It did. So on that big red candle, I actually got another one. So I was 10.29 as the first one for $1.12, and 10.33 for 95 cents. Yeah, on this candle, right about here, I picked up another one because this red was gonna be my stop. I wasn't really thinking much more than that because I don't want to go all the way to the white. Yeah, even though red is coming down. So next candle was green, showed a little more support. I was stoked, and then I just held through. So I was 112. First one, second one was 95, and then I sold the first one for $1.28 at 10.37. Let's see this candle. Yep, high a day. So got a nice sell up there. And it had broken my white. I think I'd had that in there. Can't remember if I had that at that point or not. I should have sold both, of course, in hindsight. I guess I was just hoping for a little handle or a little retrace, maybe to bounce in this white if I had it there. I'm not sure, or continue to buying in this white. And it kind of did. Like it held support and then it bounced, and I was like, I just did a break even stop, so I think this one stopped it out. Yeah, should have just taken the rest of the profit on that. Kind of tough though. Kind of tough. Yeah. So next one stopped out at 97 cents, which I don't know how they consider that break even, because first one I bought was 95 cents, or second one was, first one was $1.12. So I guess it's kind of break even to the second one. So yeah, that wasn't very profitable, but I was still a little bit green maybe. Anyways, final trade. Yeah, it's not even 10:45 and it's final trade coming in. $1.39. I got a put. Yes, I bought one put today. I'm gonna show you the price that it went. I didn't even check, but I'm curious what it did. I got a 672 put at 10.59. So did complete the cup. I've got white here, and I don't think I have gold yet or not. Broke white with a big red candle with some volume, a little bit increased volume there. Coming down, it's selling this purple, which I adjusted. It's so much better now. Mine was a little bit off. If I had had this before, well, I guess I only had one contract, but if I had two, whew, I mean, I would have just waited till it broke purple, and look. Like maybe here, but maybe not, because that top one didn't even break there. I mean, literally that one would have went insane if I actually just waited till it broke that, but I didn't have two, I just had one, and I only had buying power for one. But yeah, 10.59. Why did I get it here? Okay, so gold. I think I did have gold at that point. Yeah, I did. Bouncing on gold a little bit. I'm looking for it to break, basically. If it does, I'm in it. And at this point, I already had the precision purple. A little bit different. You've also had this steeper green one. Breaks it here on 10.59. So I jump in here with purple as my stop. Potentially green, I can't remember. But yeah, purple for sure. And you can see volume picks up right there. It's a clear level with this gold. So a little head and shoulders right here on the break of gold. And yeah, let's just get a little zoom out there. What? I just gotta keep stretching this thing. I got it right there. 673. It's 654. Would have like 5x my account. It's coming. One day at a time. I sold it. Where did I sell it? Since it's almost like not a chase, but I'm almost at low a day for one. I was like, I can't let that stop me, because my stop is so close. I was like, I just gotta send it, and so I did. And I was like, all right, these are all sick red candles. Maybe I'll just wait for a green one. And then I was thinking, well, I should probably wait for it to break purple. But again, my purple's a little bit different at that point. 11:02. Yep. Only held it for 3 minutes. $1.39 to $1.79, which is actually a pretty good size trade for this account. Made me green on the day, or maybe some more green. Yeah, right here on this candle. So I know, it wasn't even a green candle. It did break. Maybe it was the green that it broke. Yeah, I was just looking for that green, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, if you look at it, it's selling aggressively in the green. I'm not thinking it's gonna be a huge day. On the 30-minute, we're not anywhere near like, okay, yeah, it's just in the middle of nowhere. There's a gap to fill, but who says it's going to do it right now? It very well could build liquidity, come up here and bounce and retest the gold. So I'm just looking for that green selling, and it broke green selling, and that was why I closed. So I closed right here. No problem. So then, trying to get into another trade. I'm like, all right, looking good. I kind of stepped away, actually. I did a lot of stepping away today, which Eric always talks about, and I try and do it, but if I don't have anything else to do, it's like, I end up just doing stuff on my computer, but that's not quite the same. I'm thinking like actually closing down the charts. I have multiple monitors, of course, so I'll start working on another computer or playing a game or something, but I'll always be able to glance over. If I'm like fully not looking at charts, I think potentially that would be better. If that's not enough, then actually leaving the computer and, I don't know, going to read a book or something, just getting away from it, and just setting alerts. Like that really does help. I came back today like 3 or 4 times and because of an alert, and I would basically just jump into a trade within like a minute or two, and it felt good. I felt loose. It was like, I had confidence. I don't know. It was kind of weird, but something to note. Anyways, so came down. There's all sorts of levels down here on the 30-minute. Let me see where we're at. So at that point, there's still a gap from open. We still have 5-day. There's still a lot of targets down below. Where we're like right there. So I know that white is good for liquidity to be built. I like that one. I know gold, and so I kind of just stuck with those today for my bullish controlled or bearish controlled buying with this one, and then yeah, pretty much those two, I think. And then purple ended up becoming money. So just had a little liquidity built right here. I don't think I took any trade there. Very, very just small moves. Like really, this is the best if you just have runners. If I had more than one contract there, like I said, just to hold one, even in this closer purple, which is probably more realistic, I would have closed it right here, which would have been sick. Maybe not though. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. So down here, this was a level. This was maybe filling the gap. This is maybe 5-day opening print. I'm not sure. But little liquidity built here. We have a nice head and shoulders. Looking for white. I threw my white on that support. Put gold there as well, and just broke it. Never really retested. Potentially if you had these higher, which I think I did at one point, and then I moved them down. Yeah. So if you originally put on that low, it broke it and it retested right here, flipped into resistance. I think Emperor's and Eric's chart probably looked a little bit better than mine. Yeah, you can kind of see it here too, maybe. Not a whole lot of retesting though, other than just maybe this one on the white. But you can see the head and shoulders, and then if you have a precision like green or purple, kind of hold you in it. Ideally it comes up and retests purple and whatever other channel you're looking at. I don't know. I gotta review some of the big ones though. I need to. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna do it. Who turned out the lights? Who did that? Turn my screen back on. Sorry, I had to shut that off momentarily. You can just enjoy the Yaz while I fire up the big account. We can see some of the trades I did on here. Wild day with some of these candles that are 2 points just in like a consolidation area. Man, crazy. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, voila. Sorry for that white flash. All y'all are on dark mode and such. Lots of trades on here. Lots of trades. Did a lot of scalping. Like I didn't hold runners crazy because I'm doing small position. Only two contracts on SPX. Contracts are super expensive and high volatility. I want to size down. That's just what I'm doing. Do all these. You'll kind of get the picture of what I was doing. It just kept showing up again. Same little head and shoulders, same pattern, same liquidity build for a while. And then it started to spread out and kind of get a little more choppy. But 11:20. I mean, look at these fills. It's crazy. The first one was a fail. Oh yeah. I tried to get the retracement. 11:29 to 11:31. Right in here, huh? Yeah. So And this was maybe 5 day, I can't remember, but anyways, came up. So I'm looking for a retracement potentially. And I didn't have this other purple, so it had kind of broken the purple. So right here, I got in a call because it closed above there, right? And then it flushed through. So that was a little red trade, which is actually kind of a big red trade. No, it wasn't bad. 29 to 31, yeah. I'm like, wow, this thing really wants to sell. So I don't know if I jump right back into puts then. Yeah, I did. Okay, because I mean, it did the thing. Like, all right, I'll get puts. 1131 to 38. I held that one a while. That's awesome. So since I realized it's still in purple, and then it broke gold, broke white, right here. So on that candle, I jumped in with either green or purple as my stop, and it just started grinding down. So I did hold one in the purple for a while, and then it sold off into green. And this is actually crazy. So if it's selling in one algo and then it gets more aggressive and starts selling a steeper one way to trade is you can jump in on that steeper one, especially on a retest. What's crazy is that today, at least according to my lines, was we were selling a pretty steep one purple, and then it got more aggressive, went to green. So right here went to green, and then you could have gotten on this retest right here on the purple, which is kind of wild. I mean, that wasn't a great trade, but it's a great trade. Yeah, that's over a point. Anyways, 1120. What was that? 31 to 38. Yeah. So got it there. Grinded down. Yeah, big red candle. So I think this was maybe just big red candle. That's why I closed it. Got a nice fill on it. And then only had one left. So that was, yeah, 780. I opened those for. Closed that first one for 1270. Oh, and then close the next one on the same candle. Huh. So I didn't close that one at the end of it. I closed the beginning. Because the next one I must have closed at the end. Once that candle got even bigger. Yeah, I think this was a level 665, 61. I don't know if that was 5 day. Wait, where is that? Okay, yeah, that's at a lot of levels on the 30 minute. That was 5 day. Yep, I remember. I closed it on 5 day. So at that point, that was 5 day moving average. So I closed them both. And then it just sold it off from there, which is crazy. Stoked I sold both, honestly, right there. Like, sure, the purple and all that, but my purple was different then. Just gonna say. Backwards. Oh. Yeah, 14. So 780 to 1470 right there. It's like, what, 100%? And then red trade. Yeah, red trades they're nasty though, because this range is huge. 53 to 54 calls, trying to catch the bounce again. Oh yeah, right here. So I figured 5 day we might have some retrace. This big wick down here and held back up in here. So I got calls right here, and then this candle was insane. It just flashed. It was whoosh, tons of volume. I was like, oh my. Yeah, that one just wrecked me. 840 to 570. That candle was crazy. Another red trade. 13 to 14 on puts. Let's see, yeah, see, it started to get a little more grindy down here. It started to kind of taper a bit. Like, it just started breaking purple. Here's another thing. So once it breaks purple, so it'll break purple, and then I'll put a further one outside, and then it continues to stay in that until all the way down here. But it didn't really actually taper until like down here. 13. I really don't even know. I think I had my lines different at that point. What was I thinking here? I think this was maybe moved, and so that was like a retrace. Not sure. Close it on that one. Yeah, I think I was trying to it's just broken the white. Wasn't great structure though. That's why that trade sucked, and it was just grinding. Oh, I think I took a little break after that. Yeah, 13 to 14, took a little break. Came back swinging, just set alerts. Alerts are going off like crazy because I had my alerts super tight. It wasn't like a huge range. Like, I didn't need, I just needed one candle really. 1234, 1236, but Oh, this one is wild too. All right, right here. So one of my alerts was white and gold. Broke white, 33. I popped in right here, 34 on a little retest. One candle. Boom. This line I drew, this was a cup closing on the 30 minute, I think. 65592. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, that was that cup closing on the 30 minute. Big cup closing. We ended up closing even a larger cup from way, way back. Yeah, we closed a larger cup from October, 10th of October, so long time ago. And then that level right there was just the cup closing from the beginning of this month, or earlier on in this month. Or no, sorry. Yeah, just a couple days ago. Yeah, that was just on Tuesday. Oops. Yeah, I guess we were just down here and then we had a huge gap up. So yeah, that was that cup close. That close one there? 35. So bought 34. Okay, 36. This is at the very beginning of 36. Yeah. So, oh yeah, on this candle. Wow, got such a sick fill on that thing. Yeah, this is actually crazy. The fill I got on here, the spreads were wide. I wasn't even looking at them, but I just could tell and feel on my getting in and getting out. The slippage was like, I was like, these spreads are stupid wide. I'm getting wrecked on these exits and entries. But some of them were like favorable, like this one. Got that for 1290. So 820 to 1290 on that, just that one candle. Well, I guess it was two. And then I sold another one for 1120. It was less. 37. Oh, I guess that makes sense now. That's really weird. That first one maybe didn't go through. So I think I tried to sell it here and maybe it didn't go through till like here. Because this one is on a rebound. Maybe it's a later trade actually. I think it was a later trade that I'm talking about. Yeah, so that was a nice little one. We can just cruise through some of these, I guess. See if there's any bigger ones to highlight that I remember. Well, end of day started getting nuts, of course. Even though the range was tight. Oh, I did a credit spread. I did one 2 days ago too, and I forgot to tell you. Got to put it on here. Any nuts ones? Kinda. This one. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of kept finding it and just kind of kept going for it, I guess. I don't know. A couple of red trades in there. There's a good one at the end here. Yeah, this one's pretty nice. Oh, pretty bad red one right there. Let me show you the credit spread I did. So I have a Webull account. That's my other small account, and it's margin. So I can do spreads on there. That was not bad. 730, 990, and then 880. Red trade. 320. First, I can't believe I sold this first one. So at 331, alarm goes off. I think it's right here. Yeah. Is that 331? Wait, what? Where's 3? 5, 3. Wait, what's going on? Oh, annoying. It goes back and forth. This is always military. My brokerage is standard or whatever. Oh, right? Yeah. Okay. This is all 3. Mark closed at 4, so it's right here. Really? Weird. Okay, yeah, that's right. So at that point, I wasn't looking at my chart for that. So that's on Emperor's chart. I actually caught this same trade as he did. I'm sure he probably had a better exit than I did, but yeah. So it broke his magenta. I didn't really have that one. I had this white and I had gold, and I was just like glancing at his chart, and I'm like, sure, why not? It looks pretty legit. So it broke it, and I jumped in. Yeah, that's crazy. I jumped in at the exact same time. 543. Yeah, that's 331. And I wasn't too sure about it because, of course, it's his charts and his stuff, and so I don't really know, and I don't have a whole lot of confidence. I held it for a little bit, and then I was like, you know, it's late in the day. This is green. I'm just gonna take a little profit, and then I just got a nasty fill on it, so it wasn't even really profit. Yeah, it's 320 to 350. I think I was trying to reduce risk because I didn't like believe in it a whole lot. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so I closed one of them. 320, 350. Even where I closed this one at 890, which is a crazy percentage, it didn't move that far. It's just late in the day. I closed it. Wow, I held it all the way to here. Look at me go. So part of the thing, I walked away. I'm like trying to walk away. This one, I think I put a stop on it. Yeah, I put a stop. So it got far enough away from my price, and I got fortunate enough that just kind of sold quick and didn't dance around a bunch and stop me out like always. That I was able to just chill, and then I set an alert for, I think, low a day, or maybe even this line that he had. And yeah, that was like the easiest, whatever, over 100% trade I did today. From 331 to 340, so 9 minutes, and I wasn't even at my computer. Yeah, $3.20 to $8.90. Oh yeah, fired up about that one. Large account's happy today. Shout out to Emperor for that. Yeah, so sick day. Let me show you really quick, just so I have it on record for myself. I don't think this goes back over there. But 2 days ago I did a credit spread. I'll just show you on Webull. This is the way. Can I show this without I can't even remember what's shown on Webull. I think I'm good. This has all my old GME stuff. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't even know. Okay, yeah. I'll show you this one. This is gonna just crazy. Another small account. This one has $500. So let's see where. At one point, I had like 5 brokerages, and I had lots of money in all of them. So this one has history from way back yonder, and what was going on then. So that was today's. Okay, 11:18. Let me show you guys 11:18 really quick. I did this credit spread because I'm trying to do credit spreads. It's a margin account that's not. It's not in PDT, so I can only do what, 3 a week or something. I did a credit spread. Okay, that was at what time? 10:25 Eastern. Okay. Oh yeah. Wait. Dude, I really don't remember this one at all. Okay, now I do. Yep. Sorry, just a quick little recap. It was VWAP. I had it charted, of course. This was a resistance. So basically, I opened up a credit spread right here and just held through all of this because it's not going anywhere. It's kind of working in my favor, just trading sideways. And I was just going to have that as my stop right up there. And so just grinded down, and I closed them all. I can't remember quite how it went, but yeah, it was a nice green trade for the small account. I really like credit spreads. I really do. They're so much easier to manage. Okay, I closed one right there at 10:45 for a profit, and then 11:21. Maybe I stopped out. Oh yeah, stopping couldn't work. I couldn't stop out of it for some reason, which was scary. 10:45. Yeah, somewhere down here. Was one for profit, and then 10:20 something. So yeah, that was a credit spread from that day. Let me show you today's. Today's was nice. Yeah, $42, which on a $500 account's pretty sick. This is this actually today I could stop. The range was so wide, the spread was so wide, and you're trying to close multiple contracts, and you're using a Chinese brokerage. It would never trigger my stops. It was very sketchy. So you can't really do stops with spreads on Webull. I mean, not on today at least. It was just too wide of spreads, and then too much volatility. So 210 I opened this thing up at. Let me check on, let's see where we at. That one, yeah. So I was trying to get a bounce, not necessarily a bounce, but I figured it'd kind of wedge and build liquidity somewhat at the end of the day, and kind of to the upside. So I was kind of try to catch a low with this, and it actually worked quite well, even though it didn't like have a bounce at all. 210, yeah, 1410. Okay, right here. So it'd come down. It was building liquidity with gold, and basically had kind of false breakouts down there, and that was what gave me some inclination that this might be a bottom. And then of course on the 30-minute, this was the larger cup that had closed, and I can't remember what else, but there was quite a few reasons where I thought This will be a nice spot to open it up. I will have white as my stop. I opened it. It actually had this big bounce first. I tried to open it here. It wouldn't fill. Yeah, you've got to be super, super generous on your fills getting in and out. Like, if the ask is at 10 cents, yeah, you basically... Weeble's not favorable on fills. So, and that's why it wouldn't even close. Because, like, it would go past my stop and it would just wouldn't even close. I'm like, what are you waiting for? And yeah, 1410. Okay. So it filled me there. This was a 654, 653 put debit spread, I believe. So just out of the money, or no, it's 655 actually. Yeah, 655, 654 put debit spread. So it never really, or put credit spread. So it never really climbed out of there very far. And all it did was just grind through here and it just decayed, which was beautiful. I can actually look, and I just want to look real quick. Where was that? Oh, dude, where is that? Oh, I think maybe just in here. Yeah, this is a good one. A good way to do it. There we go. I opened it for 45 cents, so I received 45 cents credit to open it. Opened up 4 of them. And then I closed my first one for 35 cents. So basically received the difference in that. I think, yeah, so this one was legitimate. 21. Yeah, just right in here. That's because this gold, I wasn't sure if it was coming up to retest this gold and flip it into resistance and come down more. So that was kind of my first stop. Ideally, I'd like to just hold it and put a break-even stop and just let it grind. But with today's volatility and stuff, I was like, I'm just going to take a little profit on that one. I had 4, closed that one right there. And it wasn't a whole lot. Not bad, though. 10 cents is what, 20% maybe? And then the next one. So this one, or after this, I realized I put a stop on these, on the other 2, I think. Yeah, and it wouldn't fill. And it like really kind of freaked me out. So this was kind of almost a test. 1442. Yeah, because it was coming down. I'm like, dude, I have a stop on this thing and it's not triggering. So I kept raising it up to have it just stop wherever. And then finally this big green candle stopped it. And that was why that thing filled there. I was like, okay, whatever. It was still green, 5 cents on that one. And then oh yeah, this last one doesn't show a price. The last one's price was 32 cents. So this one stopped for that reason. This one I'm like, well, since a stop loss doesn't work, I'll just have to manually stop this. So I didn't get it super favorable. Again, I was hoping I'd wait till end of day and these would be worthless, but it didn't quite work like that. Let's see if... So I'm trading them different than just like buying, naked calls or puts. Yeah, I think this one too, I was just like, I wanted to get out of more of them because I couldn't have I wasn't managing, I wasn't hanging out on my computer, I was doing other stuff, so I couldn't have a stop. I was like, I just need to kind of get out of some of these. And it was rejecting this gold. So that was another thing. I'm like, well, this doesn't look great. And I was rejecting this red up here, I remember. Looks like it was here too. So I wasn't looking at the charts a whole lot at that point, so I was just taking little profits here and there. And then I'm like 338 or something. I'm literally looking at it, like trying to figure out, all right, when do I need to get out of this thing? I put a limit order on it. Or no, I didn't even put a limit order. I was looking at it and then it was just gone. It disappeared. What happened? And I was like, oh yeah, I remember this from like GME days. They closed it out early. So Webull closed this thing for about the same price as this one. I think the margin department just closed it. It was 330. It was starting to go against me and they're like, no, we're cutting it. I think if it kept going up, they would have maybe let it run a little longer. Because I remember Robinhood would definitely do that early. Webull, I think they're a little more flexible, but I think in this case, because it was such a volatile day, and because it was starting to go against me, I mean, Webull pretty much nailed it. They basically, if I was, they nailed it. They were like, it's starting to go down, and I should have just gotten puts right then, because they called it right here. This is where they closed it. They're like, we don't like this very much, and they closed it right there. So it's fine, because it would have gone red for sure, so they kind of helped me today. But like I said, I was trying to close it just because it had started selling off, and the rebound was just not really happening, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I could have gotten puts in here. I was done. Wait. No, I did though. Didn't I? On the big account? I'm so confused now. Yeah, I got them right here. Right? On the retrace on gold. Or no, that was on Emperors. Oh yeah, I had those from up there. Yeah. That's why. So I was getting puts on the big account, and then that's okay. Yeah, so I actually flipped into puts. Webull closed my put credit spread, and then I bought puts. Thanks, Webull. So yeah, that's the credit spread on Webull. It's so much easier to manage. Oh, it's nice. So here's the Webull account. It was down to like 450. We're back above 500. We'll see. I'm trying to do credit spreads, I guess, as much as I can, but I can only do so many. I have one more for tomorrow. If an opportune moment appears itself, I'll take it. Big sell-off today, though. And one last, I did want to look at that. Let's just do it. Let's just look. Let me just look. I'm gonna check on Webull. What did that price go to? I think we can still see. Yes. Well, let me show you guys what I'm doing. Options. So my last put was a 672. I bought it for where? I don't even know where that is on here. Which way do I go? There's not enough strikes. That's insane. All right, 672 right here. Oh my gosh. Things at $21. Oh boy. All right, so I got this thing at $1. I got it right here. $1.20. This probably isn't good to do. This makes you just hold on to stuff, and but this is good for motivation to build confidence so that we can scale up and I can have runners. And if I have a few of them, hold on to those runners, trust the channels. Yeah, 672. I bought it for 139. Bought it right in here. And I sold it like right there. So 132. End of day. High was end of day. This is so wild. I'm up to $20. I don't know what percentage that is, but you can do the math. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Monday, sticks around. We'll see you tomorrow. Be careful. Big day like today. Tomorrow's going to be probably very trappy. Everyone's getting FOMO from today, and market will suck it out of you tomorrow. Peace out.